Hey guys, it's Plain, and welcome to episode 2 of my brand new Discord.py rewrite tutorial series. Today's episode is called Events and Commands because we'll be learning some fundamental topics about coding your own Discord bot in Python. So basically we'll be learning what the bot does when an event happens, how the bot is going to respond. We'll also be learning about how the bot will respond when a command is run. Now, when I'm saying this, the two sound really similar, but they actually have drastically different functionality. So you should be aware of which one you're using in which situation, and I'll go over which one to use with which. So anyway, let's get started. Let's dive right in. I'm going to start with event wrappers first, and then I'll go into the commands. So if we do a client at client.event wrapper, and I'll explain all the code after I code this all, but if I do async def on message, if message dot author is equal to client dot user, then you're going to do a return, okay, and then you do an if message dot author, message dot content dot starts with, and then whatever word you want, like kiwi maybe. Then you just do an await message dot channel dot send, and then you do like whatever statement you want. Kiwis taste good. All right. Now, basically, when I run this program, and I'll explain all the code right now, this should work. So basically, what the code is doing is the bot is constantly monitoring the servers that it's in, and it's constantly monitoring when somebody posts a message. When somebody posts a message, it checks if the message is equal or is sent by the bot. If the message is sent by the bot, we don't want the bot to respond to itself. So we just return it. We just pretend like it never happened. But if the message starts with kiwi and it does not, and the author of the message is not the bot, then it's going to respond with the statement kiwis taste good. So this message.author equals client.user return is actually meant for so that the bot doesn't respond with this statement infinitely. So now let's try it out. So if we type in the word kiwi, it should say kiwis taste good. Kiwis or kiwis taste good. All right, so whenever I type in the word kiwi, it will say kiwis taste good. Now, let's say you want to do this with multiple words. Let's say if I say this word, then it returns this statement, but then when I say this word, it returns this statement. It's very simple, and those of you with prior Python knowledge, it will be even more simpler. So basically, you just do if message, you just tack on another if statement. So if you just do if message.content.starts with, I don't know, this time let's try saxophone, because it's cool. Then I say await message dot channel dot send. Saxophones sound cool. All right. So now you can have as many as you want here. So if message.content.starts with saxophone, it's going to return the message saxophones sound cool. Now those of you used to traditional Python, you may be wondering what the point of this async is and what the point of this await is. The point of the async is because all of this is happening asynchronously. So we want to make sure that this is happening asynchronously. So this async is required. Also, this await is just a discord.py thing. You just need to know that you need to start with your return statements with await. So anyway, now if we rerun the program, if I type in kiwi, it will say kiwis taste good. But if I say saxophone, it will say saxophones sound cool. Now, I will show you what works and what doesn't work. So if I do kiwi man is in town, because this program starts, checks if it starts with the word K-I-W-I or kiwi, it's checking if the characters start with those 4 letters. So because I started out my message with kiwi, it's going to return the message. But if I say like man, kiwi, green is better, or kiwi, no, that's not true. Kiwi gold is better. if man kiwi gold is better, it's not going to say anything because the message doesn't start with the characters K-I-W-I. If that makes sense. Same thing with that saxophone thing. So if I did saxophones sound cool, it's going to return the word saxophone. It's going to return the message saxophone sound cool because the message starts out with the characters saxophone. So S-A-X-O-P-H-O-N-E. It's checking if the message starts with that, and if it does, it will return the message. If it doesn't, like let's say I say Careless Whisper best part was the saxophone intro, it's not going to return a message because the message doesn't start with saxophone. Okay, so that's the event wrapper. And also, I'm just going to tack on at the very end, after all the ifs, I'm just going to tack on an await client.process messages. Okay, and the reason for this is because we want to make sure that the bot can also, it shouldn't be process messages, it should be process commands. All right. The reason for this line is because we want to make sure that the bot can also, actually use commands. And when I use the command wrapper and teach you how to use it, the bot should also be able to respond to commands. So now let's, that being said, let's go into the command wrapper thing. So if I do a @client.command async def, I don't know, camera CTX. Then we're doing await ctx.send Logitech, Apple, Samsung, just random things. I don't know. These are all random. This is just words that I came up with the top of my head. But now what this is going to do is it's going to see if I run the command camera. And if I do, it's just going to return Logitech, Apple, and Samsung. So what's different about this and this is constantly, the event wrapper is constantly monitoring the channels. And when something happens, it's going to check whether the message starts with these 4 characters or these characters. And if it does, it's going to just do like a message.channel.send. Now with the CTX, you're actually calling the bot. So you're actually, and that's why it's a function, you're calling the bot. You're saying, hey, when I type in !camera, if I run the program, I forgot to run the program there. Now what I'm actually doing is I'm going to actually call the bot. If it works. Oh, I forgot to put a message here. Don't forget that. All right, message. Now, if I stop and rerun. All right, now it should work. Yep, Logitech, Apple, and Samsung. See, now the thing that's different with this is notice how I didn't put an exclamation mark here. The reason for that is because it's in a command wrapper, so it automatically assumes that it must begin with the command prefix, which is an exclamation mark in our case. You can change this to whatever you want, like a $sign, a number. I just did an exclamation mark because that's the most renowned thing. So if I do an exclamation mark camera, then it's going to do that. If I just type in random letters and then do an exclamation mark camera, it won't work. It's just checking if it does this. So it needs to be exactly that. Even this won't work. You need to make sure that you have the command prefix. Now, I'm going to explain what to use and in which situation. But first, I'm just going to explain what this command wrapper actually does. So it's defining the command. You're defining the command camera. So whenever you type in camera, you're kind of calling the function. When you call the function, it's just going to send in the channel CTX, which is actually stands for context. You're going to send context.send, and you're going to type the bot's going to send whatever message is between these quotes. Now you can add multiple commands. The way you do that is add client.command parenthesis async def. I don't know. This time let's do juvie CTX. Await ctx.send juvie smoothie. I don't know. Smoothie. I don't know. Now, if I rerun the program, the bot contains multiple commands. So basically it's going to respond to exclamation mark camera, but it's also going to respond to exclamation mark juvie smoothie. All right. Now, the reason that I would, whenever you're coding your bots, I would refrain from doing this. If message.content.starts with, theoretically this works, but I would just refrain from doing it, like exclamation mark camera, and say that, wow, that's a function. It's just checking if it starts with exclamation mark camera. And the reason for this is Python, discord.py actually, like just don't do this. It's bad. But yeah, the reason for me advising you against this is because Python actually has a help command, discord.py. So if I run exclamation mark help, it actually is going to give you a list of the commands. And anything within the onMessage wrapper doesn't count. It's only going to check which one are commands in your code. So when you do exclamation mark help, you're going to realize that camera and juvie are commands, but it won't show kiwi and saxophone. This, I would use the event wrapper. Let's say you were moderating words and you wanted to ban certain words, then I would probably do like a message.content.starts with and make sure that nobody is actually, like saying these bad words. But otherwise, if you're using regular commands and if you just want to run commands with your bot, then I would stick to the @client.command thing. So let's say I wanted to ban the word, I don't know, PP. And then I would say that's a potty word. Let's say I wanted to just ban the word PP from the server. So when I type in PP, did I forget to run the program? Oh my god. PP. Yep, see, now it's going to say that's a potty word. So that's, I would use it for moderation, but other than that, if you're just trying to run commands, like, let's say you want, whenever you do @camera, you want it to return camera brands, then I would stick to the @client.command function. So yeah, that's the end of the episode for today. There's a lot more functionality you can do with this, especially with the commands, but you can tune in for a future episode. I'll be uploading, I'll be working on it, and be sure to look at the description for some servers that you should join. I'm currently setting up a support server, and after you watch this video, be sure to give me a like and be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and have a great day.